What is going on, people? It is the Witch Doctor, and today we are going to take a look at Gengar from the Pokemon X and Y Breakthrough series. Oh my goodness, let me tell you something about this Gengar right quick. Now let me show you how infested this Gengar is with the darkness. Do you see it? Yes, it is a very infested Pokemon. In fact, it's actually weak darkness, which is weird. Anyways, Gengar here is actually a very cool Pokemon that I think people are going to miss. And let me tell you why they're going to miss it, because there are a lot of great things coming out of this set. And Gengar might be overlooked. Hopefully it isn't, but it's definitely something you guys shouldn't sleep on. If you can get your hands on some of these Gengars, I suggest that you do. So let's go ahead and look at stage 2, 130 HP, pretty standard. Sinister Fog for 1 psychic energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is actually a very good attack. And finally, the best attack that this card has, which is Creepshow for 1 psychic and 1 colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon has 3 or more damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out. So there's no hassle of dealing with Mega Pokemon with their 200 plus HP, EX Pokemon, or anything in general. As long as it has 3 damage counters, boom, it is knocked out. Now, another great thing about this Gengar, it has free retreat, which is awesome. That means you can set up other Gengars, and if this one's taking too much of a beating, retreat it back, bring out a new one, and just start all over again. Now, how can we make this Gengar better? Now, I'm wondering how are we going to do that? Well, there is a card called Dimension Valley for Psychic Pokemon, which is amazing. I love this Stadium card. Each Psychic type Pokemon's attack, both yours and your opponent's, costs 1 colorless less. So that means for 1 energy, we can do everything on Gengar, because Creepshow requires 1 colorless, so it will be gone with Dimension Valley in play. And it just makes for Gengar to be such a great attacker, because not an attacker, but really cheap attacker is what I meant to say. To get Creepshow off, it is amazing. Now let's look at some cards to help out Gengar, which in my personal opinion, I love Gourgeist. Gourgeist to me is probably one of my favorite Pokemon cards out in this XY series, because I've been playing Gourgeist in quite a few decks. I'm pretty sure you've all seen it. So Eerie Voice for 1 psychic energy puts 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon, which is very good, because once Gourgeist takes the hit, you should, before Gourgeist even gets knocked out, which has 100 HP, which so it might get knocked out pretty fast, but early game it probably shouldn't. But you can do at least 2 Eerie Voices, you can knock everything out with Gengar, which is great. And if you could at least get 1 Eerie Voice off, you can use Gengar's Sinister Fog to put the rest of the damage counters that you need, and then boom, you're good. The deck does have a problem with Rough Seas, because obviously you can heal off damage from placing an energy onto those Pokemon, and it does heal about 20 or 30, I forgot, so that is a problematic card for that deck. But let's go ahead and look at Kyurem EX2, because Glaciate does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, which is already setting up your Gengar for success. But again, that means you had to run Water Energy, but Rainbow Energy has come back, so that'd be good. But it is putting a damper on Kyurem by adding damage counters onto Kyurem, so unfortunate, but Kyurem can help tremendously with this deck. Plus it's an EX Pokemon, so it has a good amount of HP to take hits and deal out damage, so very good. So that is my opinion on Gengar. Gengar is definitely a deck that you will see from me in the future once I get my hands on a couple of these, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, Gengar is definitely something I'm going to be trying out later on in the future. I don't know what build I'm going to be going for yet, but I am aiming for the Gengar Gourgeist. But if you guys have suggestions in the comments below, I will be definitely looking at those. Yeah. English is hard, people. Not my first language. Anyways, darkness.